Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Micks Mowers, and today's episode we're going to be doing a little subscriber video request, and that is how to remove the lawnmower blade off of your lawnmower. It's a very simple task if you have the right tools, right? If you've got an impact gun, air socket, all that sort of good stuff, then you're good to go and shouldn't really be a problem. But if you're just a home user and don't have all these up-to-date tools, it can be a bit of a pickle to do, especially if you've got a bar extension, all that sort of stuff. You tend to round the nuts off, all that sort of lovely jubbly stuff. So this video is more intended for the home user person to remove a lawnmower blade. Some people use blocks of woods, they use bricks, they use their feet to try and wedge the blade shut, all that sort of stuff so it doesn't spin, and then they put their spanner or their socket on it and they remove it. But what I did was I went on to Amazonian and I picked up this little device here, which is a lawnmower stop. A link to the description of this product can be found within the description of my video, and plus all other tools that I use, ultrasonic cleaners, impact sockets, all that sort of stuff. There's a big list of links on Amazon on where you can purchase the stuff from, so feel free to go down there. But you'll find the link to this lawnmower stop, blade stop, in the description, and I'll also do a pinned comment as well so you can find it at ease. That's on Amazon. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's change this lawnmower blade. Okay, so this video, as I say, was asked via a subscriber. He's a home user with very limited tools. So, yeah, we can do that, definitely. So here I've just got an old mount fill. This is the one I picked up off a scrap heap for a £5. Come with lots of spare parts that I needed for my other mount fill. So I'd be stripping this one down, put it into a box, because these parts are quite sought after and they can be quite pricey. So the first thing you want to do before you do anything is to remove your HT lead. That's absolutely vitally important. Don't forget to wear your gloves as well. If you're a home user, I don't tend to wear gloves a lot, that's the honest truth, that's just me though. So remove your HT lead off of your spark plug, that way your machine will definitely not fire up. Now there's lots of different ways in which you can tip this lawnmower up. You can tip them backwards, which is a preferred method. You can tip them either sideways, but if you're going to tip them sideways, what generally can happen is the engine will smoke a lot after you initially fire it up. If you tip it up on its side, and once you've done the procedure and the machine does not start, because you can't pull the pull cord, simply remove your spark plug with a spark plug socket and just give it a few pulls, and some oil may come out. The machine may be hydro locked, so take that out, give it a few pulls, and then replace your spark plug and what have you, and then put your HT lead back on, and it should turn over quite well. So if it does get hydro locked, that'll be the reason why. So let's go through this procedure. Very simple to do. Got a lawnmower here, so I can tip on its side so you guys can see, get a good view of it. And this should be around about a 14mm socket or spanner on here. I'll give it a little bit of a clean up with my drill, just so it gets rid of all the dirt. You can use just a hand wire brush. Okay, that's that done. Okay, so with your bolt now fully cleaned off of a wire brush, either via a drill or just a hand brush or whatever you've got to hand, give it a good clean. You've got most people either have just a socket or a ratchet spanner or some description which should fit on, okay? Or you can actually have a socket with a ratchet as well. So I generally have a socket, but lots of people won't actually have that. They just have a 14mm spanner. I'd advise against using the open end. You want a ring spanner really. But if you have got just a little tiny ring spanner or socket set will do, then that will do the job. This hasn't been tested at all. I haven't even attempted to undo this as of yet. So with this little device, it's very simply done. All you do is you unbolt it, loosey-goosey it off. Now this isn't industrial, okay? So if you're going to hang off of it, you know, on a big ride-on mower, then you're going to have problems, right? It's as simple as that. You can try it, but I think you're going to have problems. This is for your home user. What you then do is you then stick your blade stop onto your deck and then do that up. Okay, do it up relatively tight because that needs to stay in place when we go to do the blade. So I'm just going to grab my socket. So with the blade stop now fitted onto the machine, you can now get your socket and then slowly just start to loosen off that bolt, and there it goes. So it's just cracked up. That was on there relatively tight actually. I must admit it wasn't on there loose. You can then undo your bolt. Like so, and then remove your blade, and then you can sharpen that bolt up to your desired blade sharpening. I actually have a blade sharpening video for those who want to see that as well. I'll try and attach a link to the top right hand corner now, so you can sharpen your blade up, make sure it's balanced and what have you. All these tools are available on my description list. But all you want to do, once you've already put your new blade or your sharpened blade on, all you want to do is just turn this boss round anti-clockwise, so that it now passes over this side of the blade boss, not this side. Reattach your blade, make sure that the lifters, this bit here, is facing up inside the deck, not this way round. It doesn't want to be facing down, it wants to be facing up. That's what creates the draft to put the grass into the grass box. You can then get your blade bolt, start to do that up. You don't have to hang on these. These don't have to be done up colossally tight. It needs to be well on there, but it don't actually have to be on there colossally tight, okay? Make sure that's on. Grab your socket, and now we're going to start to do up. Hold your blade. Push it over to the stop. A couple of turns, and that should be sufficient. Then take your socket off. Like so. In fact, mine's well on there because of a rust. But now it's been done up once or twice, so that got on there quite well. See? So that's how you remove your blade and reinstall it, just by going either side of a blade stop. Then just undo your blade stop, hang it up, put it in your store, and you're good to go. Job done, quick and easy. Once your blade is on, you can tip your lawnmower back up. And then don't forget what I said. If you now go to pull the dead man's handle in at the top, and your machine is actually locked up, this was actually broken, this one, but it's actually locked up and won't pull, what you then may have to do is just release your spark plug, because it may be hydro locked because you've had it tipped up. So just get a decent sized socket that fit on the spark plug. That'd be an overhead valve one. On these. Get your spark plug socket. Just remove that plug. At this point, you can get your wire brush out as well and give your spark plug a little bit of a clean as well. That wouldn't hurt. That wouldn't hurt. Quite long threads on these overhead valve plugs. There it comes. Take that out. Give that a nice bit of a clean up. What plug we got on there? We got a GGP, whatever that is. It looks well used. I don't think it's going to be any good, but your plug may look like this. You may want to change it, but if not, just get a good clean up. Now give your engine a couple of pulls over with the pull cord on the top, and that it may chuck a little bit of oil out. Don't be concerned, it won't chuck a lot out. It may chuck a little bit out. Give it a clean up, and then put your plug back in. Check your oil level on your machine, and you'll find then if it was hydro locked where you can't pull it, just by removing the plug, giving it 2 or 3 pulls without the plug in place, you'll find that you'll be able to unhydro lock your machine, and you'll be back on your way again. And there you go. That's how simple as it is. As I say, this little device, this little blade stop device, was purchased by myself off of Amazonian. I'll leave a description in the pinned comment, and also there'll be in my description of the actual video itself, there'll be a full list of the tools that I use, the D-walks, the extension sockets, the ultrasonic cleaners I use, all little bits and pieces that I use that help me out from my day. Relatively cheap, cost you no more than about £4 or £5, I think, something like that. You may only use it once, right? If you do like to keep your blades nice and sharp, then you may use it a bit more often, or if you have a problem with your blade and want a quick little fix rather than put it into a lawnmower shop, that'd be a quick little fix for you there. So the description will be there. If this is the first time you're watching Micks Mowers, hit the subscribe button, whack your bell, set your notifications to all. That way you'll be told 1 done a video, or 2 I'm on my Saturday night wiki live stream, which starts at 6:30 PM UK time. I look forward to seeing the next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, people, don't forget, much more importantly, take it easy.